Hannah, what inspired you to focus on women and harm reduction in Malawi?
Um, Actually, I would say that issues of women, to me, have a personal as well as a professional interest. I've noted that in my experience of work, women are mostly neglected as well as stigmatized in a lot of things. So, because of this, their voices are left out in policies and their struggles or their realities are easily left out. And when I say personal, I was raised by a single mother. I noticed the realities she faced. So that alone made me to be sensitive on issues affecting women. So after going through the I'd say the course online on tobacco harm reduction, I was like, wait a minute, what about the state of tobacco harm reduction in Malawi, especially on women? So that's why I went for it.
That's really interesting. And while working on your project, what have you learned about women's access to safer nicotine products?
I would say, working on the project, I've noticed that women's access on safer nicotine products in Malawi is a bit invisible and it's fragmented. Why is it so? It's because the prevalence rate of women smoking in Malawi is very minimal. It is around a bit, is it 5% or less? But still more. This doesn't mean that they should be left out. We shouldn't study the realities. So basically, I would say that it's a bit fragmented, it's invisible, and you wouldn't even find a policy around it. Yeah.
And what are the main barriers women face when trying to access these alternatives?
Um, I'd say there are a lot of barriers the women face in accessing the alternatives. One of them is information. Basically, there is no information on safer nicotine products, which makes them even harder to access because without knowledge, they wouldn't know what they're accessing. So, issues of knowledge, information, as well as I've talked about the policy. Currently, Malawi doesn't have a policy on tobacco harm reduction. So, this alone makes it hard for them to find safe nicotine products, alternatives, I would say so. Because what is found on the market, I would call them illicit products, not regulated by government or the policy. Even to access such products, it's a bit expensive for them because let's talk about the vaping sticks themselves. If you find them in the city, you'd find them around $34, which is very expensive for an average Malawian, let alone a woman. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Hannah.
You're welcome.